British nurse Lucy Letby will never be free after a judge sentences her to a whole life sentence for murdering 7 babies on her hospital ward. Volodymyr Zelensky thanks the people of Denmark for the F-16 jets it's pledged, delivering a message of gratitude, hope and solidarity. Hundreds flee their homes as firefighters battle wildfires in Greece and on the Spanish holiday island of Tenerife.
Hello, Lucy, is it?
Yes.
Hello, my name's please.
July 2018, and the moment neonatal nurse Lucy Letby was arrested. Last week, jurors found her guilty of murdering 7 babies in her care.
Did you have any concerns?
And trying to kill 6 other infants on the ward.
During the course of this trial, you have coldly denied any responsibility for your wrongdoing and sought to attribute some fault to others. You have no remorse. There are no mitigating factors. In their totality, the offences of murder and attempted murder were of exceptionally high seriousness, and just punishment, according to law, requires a whole life order.
The sentence means Letby, who's pleaded her innocence, will spend the rest of her life behind bars. She wasn't at Manchester Crown Court, preferring to use her right to be sentenced in absentia. The government's launching an inquiry into how Letby was allowed to continue her killing spree at the Countess of Chester Hospital, despite warnings from senior doctors. The president of Ukraine with the Danes, who've pledged to supply his country with 19 F-16 fast jets. A chance to sit in the cockpit and to savour the result of months of diplomatic pressure. The US giving the green light for allies to help Ukraine recover control of its skies. It won't be an overnight solution. Ukrainian pilots may not be at the controls until Christmas. But with the Dutch also offering 42 of the jets, there's fresh hope for victory.
Що хочеться завжди швидше, що літаки можуть прискорити цей процес дуже сильно, що в небі домінує Російська Федерація і що окрім літаками ми не обмежуємося, ми говоримо про протиповітряну оборону, бо попереду зима.
As the counter-offensive continues on the ground, Ukraine's pilots, engineers and support crews are all training to work in and around the F-16s they'll be receiving. The Dutch and Danish governments are also part of the coalition providing the training on NATO's fixed-wing fighters.
Ukrainian forces conducted counter-offensive operations on at least 2 sectors of the front and advanced near Robotyne, according to the Institute for the Study of War and the geolocated footage. Kremlin-affiliated mill bloggers claimed that Ukrainian forces captured unspecified Russian positions west of Verbove. There it is about 18 kilometers southeast of Orikhiv, and continued to attack Russian positions along the Robotyne-Verbove line. Another Russian mill blogger claimed that Ukrainian forces have partially succeeded in bypassing Robotyne and breaking through Russian defenses to Novoprokopivka, which is right here. The Institute for the Study of War says Ukrainian strikes against Russian deep rear areas are generating discontent in the Russian info space and could threaten the stability of Russian defenses on multiple critical areas of the front. It adds Russian frontline units, particularly in southern Ukraine, have frequently struggled with degraded morale following Ukrainian strikes on rear areas. The UK Ministry of Defense assessed that the Russian leadership has likely been pressuring the Russian Airspace Forces Command to improve Russian air defense coverage in western Russia, suggesting that both the higher Russian leadership and the ultranationalist information space are placing pressure on the Russian military command in response to the strikes.
The area around Alexandroupolis in northern Greece has been in the grip of raging forest fires for 3 days. And people from 3 villages have had to leave their homes. In the Prodromos region, northwest of Athens, a man in his 80s died from smoke inhalation while trying to save his animals from another fire. As each summer day ends, smoke from the fires shrouds the setting sun. On the Spanish holiday island of Tenerife and the Canary Islands, firefighters have been battling wildfires for 6 days. More than 12,800 hectares of forest and scrub have burned in a 90 square kilometre part of the island. The authorities in Tenerife believe the worst is over, but accept the flames are not fully under control. While they work, police officers say the original fire was started deliberately. France is reluctantly living under the scourge of a new heat wave, the worst so far this long and torrid summer. More than 50 departments are under orange alert. Red alerts could be declared in some places. Temperatures haven't dropped below 30 degrees for days, and many find the nights unbearable.
Ce soir, on ressortira quand ça va se calmer, mais ça va pas se calmer aujourd'hui, j'ai l'impression, donc je sais pas comment on va gérer ça.
J'ai chaud, énormément.
On fait en sorte que soit hydraté toute la journée, que soit bien trempé toute la journée, et puis que soit bien à l'abri également aussi. Hein.
In the city of Lyon, tourists are cooling off in the fountains or seeking the shade. The Minister of Health has warned some parts of the country could see record temperatures on Tuesday.
A bomb from a Russian airstrike lands near the Syrian city of Idlib. The air raid targeted a base of the Hayat Tahrir al-Sham jihadist group, killing at least 8 people. According to the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, the attacks occurred early Monday on the northwestern outskirts of the city of Idlib. Hayat Tahrir al-Sham partially controls the province of Idlib, which houses a significant portion of armed opponents of Syrian President Bashar al-Assad's regime. With Russia's military support, the Syrian army has managed to recapture a substantial portion of the territory taken by various rebel groups. The Syrian civil war, which erupted in 2011, is estimated to have claimed over 500,000 lives and displaced more than 13 million people.
It was a tournament that broke new ground, a first ever FIFA Women's World Cup on the continent and first time winners too. Australia and New Zealand will be remembered largely for the co-host's incredible run to the semi-final, which saw record-breaking TV viewerships here in the country. I spoke exclusively with the FIFA president Gianni Infantino and asked him about the legacy of the competition.
I'm extremely happy, extremely proud. This 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup has simply been the greatest, the best FIFA Women's World Cup ever. Great atmosphere, full stadiums, in the streets, everywhere. The people joyful, happy. Australia and New Zealand have been really fantastic hosts. Back home, 2 billion viewers in the stadiums, 2 million viewers. Many records were broken, surprises, results that we couldn't expect. 8 newcomers, a new world champion. I mean, what do you want more?
Going forward, what would you say is the legacy of this competition?
Well, I think this FIFA Women's World Cup has really had a transformational impact in society, definitely. Down under in Australia and New Zealand, that's what everyone here is telling me, but even globally, people are now viewing women's football in a completely different way, because for many it was maybe the first time that they were watching a game, and they see that actually it's a great sport, great athletes, great technical skills, great tactical skills, great emotions, great passion, the same as for the men, and with a extremely joyful atmosphere. So I think that everyone is looking now at women's football in a completely different way, and this is exactly what we wanted to achieve, and from here we move to the next level.
And is that level, would you say now, in terms of the record-breaking figures that we've seen so far in this competition, do you think we'll ever, or do you envisage a time where as many eyes are on this competition in terms of the viewing numbers as on the men's World Cups of the past?
Well, I think the future is definitely for women's football, and it's not just a PR thing. It's not just something that we say. It's really the facts and the figures which show it. And you know, half of the world population is are women. So it is obvious that this is going to grow, this is going to prosper, and I mean, already now there are not many men's competitions which can compete with this FIFA Women's World Cup. So starting from there, I think the path is all open for this to become as big as the Men's World Cup.
Really appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Gianni.
Thank you.
So the FIFA president is bullish about the future of women's football. Over here, it would seem that the tournament has transformed the mindset of the sport. The location of the next World Cup yet to be decided, but whoever the hosts are, there'll be an expectation that 2027 is even bigger than what we've seen here in both Australia and New Zealand. Sam Ashu for Euronews in Sydney.
When Spain's captain scored what proved to be the winning goal in Sunday's FIFA Women's World Cup final against England, she dedicated it to her friend's recently deceased mother. But unbeknown to her was that her own father passed away hours before the final. As Spain celebrated the goal, the players' family wiped away their tears and kept silent, deciding not to tell Carmona until after the game so she could stay focused. After the final whistle, she was among the Spanish players celebrating and dancing on the field, and then appeared to participate normally during the trophy presentation. The Spanish Football Federation informed the Real Madrid player of what happened Sunday evening. In the early hours of the morning, she wrote on social networks, "I know you have given me the strength to achieve something unique. I know that you have been watching me tonight and that you are proud of me. Rest in peace, Dad." On Monday, she posted again to say that she would be attending the official team celebrations in Madrid, but added Sunday was the best and worst day of her life.